First topic this week, Steve Wilks was just let go by the San Francisco 49ers as the defensive coordinator. Now, if you're a casual fan, maybe just a football fan in general, looking from the outside in, this might catch you as a total shock. You might even be saying the 49ers are looking for a scapegoat. But if you follow the 49ers, you are well in the know about the history and the identity of the defense. This catches you by no surprise. In fact, there were several reports after the Vikings game going into the bye week that Steve Wilks may not have made it out of the bye week. The issue was the 49ers did not have any other replacement that they could just kind of plug and play because the Wilks defense had already started to be implemented since the offseason. And the big difference is Wilks should have never been hired in the first place. He had a specific mantra about how he ran his defense. He was very aggressive, blitz 48% of the time in Carolina. With the 49ers, it was only 19%. Kyle Shanahan has a specific identity he wants the defense to have. And that identity was shown with Robert Saleh, with D'Amico Ryans. And it was something he would hoped would carry over, but I think this hiring was ultimately out of necessity, and honestly, it was just a quick impulsive move. Steve Wilks was the hottest defensive coordinator on the market. Many believed he should have gotten that Carolina head coaching job, which he didn't, and then he was available, and so the 49ers picked him right up. But let's see, why did the 49ers not bring or keep him around? Why did they let him go? Why does it seem like he's being scapegoated? And it's one particular area of the defense, the run defense. Historically, the 49ers have had one of the best defenses since the Kyle Shanahan era. In fact, the last 3 years, they've been in the top 3 run defenses in the NFL. Since Steve Wilks took over, guess what that defensive ranking was? 26th. 26th against the run. And this is with an even better roster this year after picking up Javon Hargrave, after getting Cleveland Farrell, after getting Chase Young, after getting Randy Gregory, after getting Sebastian Joseph Day. And so there is a huge difference in philosophy and scheme and why Steve Wilks is no longer a part of the 49ers organization. Now, let's give credit where credit is due. Steve Wilks did tremendous work with Charvarius Ward and Diamador Lenore. That is a phenomenal 1-2 punch at that cornerback position. Now, there are still answers to be, or questions that need to be answered at the nickel corner position. Also on the back end, we know Hufanga is going to be coming back from that injury, from that ACL injury. I assume a Hufanga, Jair Brown combo, but it all depends on how does Hufanga recover. But Wilks did really good with that secondary, and we saw that with Charvarius Ward making his first Pro Bowl. And so the question is, who are the 49ers going to bring in? You can't make another impulsive hire the way they did. There's a lot of hot names on the market, from Bill Belichick to Mike Vrabel. Who are you going to hire? The Cowboys already picked up a great defensive coordinator in Mike Zimmer. 49ers, what are you going to do? Now, I don't think Kyle Shanahan wants a big name because he wants to be the show. He wants to be the identity when it comes to coaches and even the 49ers as a whole. So I don't think Mike Vrabel is going to be in the running. He might get an interview, but I ultimately don't think so. I don't think Bill Belichick either. I think kind of a sexy outside pick would be a Rex Ryan, but ultimately I think it's going to come down to these 3 people. I think it's going to come down to Chris Harris, potentially Rex Ryan, or Johnny Holland. Johnny Holland's already been working with the 49ers linebackers. He knows the pass systems. I think he would step in really well and honestly would bring about continuity, and it wouldn't create any kind of locker room turmoil. He's already in there. He has the respect of the other players, especially you look at Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Eric Armstead, those key cogs on the defense, Nick Bosa. And so the question is, will Kyle Shanahan do that? And I think the biggest thing for him to have success is to hire somebody and then get out of the way. The reason you lost the Super Bowl wasn't because of the defense, is because the superstars on the offense couldn't score more than 22 points, including overtime. So work on fixing that offense. Address the offensive line. You cannot let Chris Jones break through on the very last offensive play of the season for you. That's what you did. You allowed for that and missed a touchdown, and here we are talking about what does the next year look like. Steve Wilks needed to go. Was not a scheme fit, but the problem is there needs to be issues and questions need to be answered on the offensive side. You have all the superstars. There is zero reason to score only 22 points in a Super Bowl when you have all of those superstars, and that's 22 points including overtime. So the question is, what are you going to do different, Kyle? What are you going to do different? There needs to be a new hire on a defensive coordinator, but make that hire, make it the right hire scheme-wise. We shouldn't be having these questions during the bye week. Will the defensive coordinator return or not? Make the right hire and then get out of the way. Get out of the way, take care of the offense, and that's how we're going to address the 49ers. Well, that's all we have for this first topic on Steve Wilks. And don't forget to like and subscribe here for all future content. Catch you next time.